Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Instrumentation sync on the 12th of December, or 13th, I guess, if you're in New Zealand. And today, I think we only have one topic. Sarah, over to you.
There's an MR up for a new version of a generator for internal events and metrics. It's an interactive CLI. I'm just gonna demo it quickly. Yeah, for people who've not looked at the MR. It is in the GitLab project in the scripts directory. And yeah, so it can do a couple of different flows right now. One of them is creating a new event, then a new metric, and then also viewing examples of how to actually use your events. So let's just create a new metric quickly. This is our just going through, filling in the fields. And we'll create the file. Yeah. Okay, we created a file. Yay. We're going to go right into metric creation, which we can create like the different metrics. So here's, ooh, yeah. Yeah. We can copy stuff from the event, create our file. This is for weekly, from monthly. Exciting, different usage examples. So here's how we would do the Rails. How do we include in a view template? And that's it. Yeah. Any questions?
Oh, that was cool. I just wanted to ask one. Because I've noticed it's probably not very related to exactly. I mean, great functionality. Looks fun. Even looks fantastic. Someone mentioned that they have a repetitive work of creating like metrics for every like 7 days, 28 days old, and then events for that. Would it be possible? Just an idea out of top of my tongue. Would it be possible to in generator create a metric like, oh, we create a metric, for example, clicks count, and then it's asking you, would you like to create events for this metric? And then it creates event and adds this event to the metric, so they don't need to modify
to go the other
manually.
direction.
Yeah, or maybe it goes bottom from top, like something like I mean I a little bit, my head is still messy after sickness, but something that can join both of the process and kind of make it is one.
I think that was maybe just to make sure that there was no misunderstanding, because that was very fast, Sarah.
Sorry.
lightning quick. No worries. The process, if you start again, sorry, maybe we can kind of walk through it slowly just to make sure that we don't have misunderstanding. Yeah. So when you create a new event, and then go through that, so I don't know what do you come up with before as an, yeah, let's call it a new event. So that we don't need to be.
Oh, would it add this event to the metric, to the new metric?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
okay.
Let's actually kill this and look at
yeah, just maybe cut the metric or something.
Yeah, what branch am I on? Oh, I know. Okay. There we go.
Oh, fantastic. I already saw, yeah, what I want to see.
This was
Just
our
below.
new event. And then it created both the weekly and monthly metrics for that event.
Yeah, and I see the event is added to metric. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something that this generator also does that I think is nice is if we go straight to new metric, assuming all our events are created, is we can do multiple events at a time on the metric.
Oh, awesome.
So we can create a project-based metric. Let's say this is epic actions.
So that will create an aggregated metric.
I don't have a URL for this yet. Yeah, exactly. So we've got, this is now our metric definition, and it's got all of these events on it by project.
I think
just a quick, sorry, just a quick feedback, Sarah. We removed instrumentation class for internal events. It will be merged in a couple of days, so probably just you'll also need to remove it. Oh, I will have to remove because I'm not sure if it's merged or not.
Wait, what got removed?
From the template or metric. When we generate metric for internal events, we don't specify class anymore. We figure it out class by data source. So just maybe remove this line.
Yeah, but I think that's, I mean, whatever is merged first. I think the CLI generator is also a maintainer review now. So let's see who's faster. Additional motivation.
Okay.
The other ones are just.
Sorry, I flew through. I figure there's enough reading here that like people should play with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would invite everyone to just download it and try it out on their own. One thing I was just wondering about, when creating a metric as a follow-up to an event, the selection between the different, like, do you want to create weekly, monthly, total counts, and so on? That's a not a multi-select, but a single select, right? So you need to decide which metric you want to create. So in the event, if someone were to, sorry, I shouldn't have used the event. In case so someone were to create an event and then wanted to create kind of all possible metrics there. So unique by user plus total count and so on. They would have to do that, like they would have to do the metric step multiple times, right? So they
yeah, they would. However, we could swap this to a multi-select. And it works the same way because that's actually how I had it originally. But it was then the only multi-select in the like most common flow. So I took it out.
And I think it's, my own experience is actually that we should keep it that way for now, because most of the time, from what I've seen, people what they are very prone to do, and I think that's also ripe for further innovation, is monthly and weekly counts at the same time. I think there's also rarely a good case to be made why you would need one but not the other. And it's also like but most of the time they're not interested in adding total, or at least what I've seen, most of the time they weren't interested in adding total counts and unique counts in the same MR. That was, they most of the time decided which is more useful for them based on what kind of event are we looking at. So I think that it's fine to be that way. I just wanted to make sure my understanding is correct. Nice.
Sorry, and one more, I think that we have, I see we have a lot of documentation within this script, and this documentation is coming from the website. Is just maybe we need to consider to making some rules for some danger bot or something when documentation is updated on our documentation is updated on Elixir instrumentation. We just need to ping. Yeah, maybe it's necessary to update because it's duplicated, could get out of sync.
Mhm.
I think that's a very good point, especially because I think the generator got out of sync previously as well. Like we kind of like neglected it in previous changes as well, to the point where it, I think, was not working, or like previous generators were not working for some periods of time because things got changed and the generator was forgotten about. So it's a good point that we, like a separate iteration can be that we figure out how to make sure that it stays up to date. On the one hand, when it comes to documentation, but also when it comes to functionality, like the thing you mentioned with instrumentation class being removed and so on. We need to come more and more in the habit of then also always considering it and updating it along the way.
Yeah. There are a bunch of output file fixtures in the specs. We can make sure that the schema is valid for the fixture files too, which would
That's
just force us to have our outputs and the thing we're using to check like valid definitions, making sure they're the same.
Cool. Nice, but I'm so curious, really, what the first, like, about the first actual user feedback when people start to use this. It's going to be really interesting because it's a world of a difference between what we had previously, because it wasn't interactive at all. You had to kind of enter everything manually beforehand. You had to make a bunch of decisions beforehand, and so this is it's just completely different. So it's going to be really interesting to see what people have to say about it. I mean, I'm pretty stoked, but I'm even more curious about the user feedback. So let's get it into production as soon as possible. All right, then if we don't have anything else now, I think we can also end this early. There's a bunch more read-only stuff in the agenda, which I think everyone should go through quickly, especially about coverage around the Christmas period, and also my own PTO, just so that everyone knows about it. Apart from that, I'd say, since I'm going to be out next week, if I don't see anyone anymore, then not only have a nice rest of the week, but also have Merry Christmas if you celebrate. And in Germany, we say Guten Rutsch, which means like slide well into the new year. So please do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.